So again, following through with Senator Abdul Ningi's suspension uh, because of the budget padding claim. They are now calling the first claim. When they were asking a question, now this suspension of is it with pay or without pay? And before now, that question was not answered. But right now, I think we have a full list of what Ningi is going to lose during this 3 months suspension period. So obviously, it's going to be loss of money and probably loss of some privileges as a senator, and it's probably going to be just idle for the period, not being useful to the Senate and to the entire populace, especially the people from the senatorial district that is represented. So now let's see the full list of what Senator Ningi stands to lose within these 3 months of suspension by the Senate. Okay, now wow. So once the Senate on Tuesday suspended Senator Abdul Ningi, a Bauchi Central senator, for 3 months after alleging the 2024 budget was padded with over 3 trillion naira. So many of the senators who contributed to the issue backed the call for the Red Chamber to take appropriate measures against Ningi for the allegation, and they call it a breach of privilege because he breached the privilege he has for certain information as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So many of the senators who contributed to the issue backed the call for the Red Chamber to suspend Ningi. So reacting, former Kaduna Senator Shehu Sani, in a tweet on his verified X handle, revealed what Ningi stands to lose after the state slammed him with 3 months suspension. After the Senate slammed him with 3 months suspension. So is the, what is his name? The former senator from Kaduna Central is the person that is providing this information now, Senator Shehu Sani, former Senator Shehu Sani. Okay, so he said, when I publicly disclosed the salaries and running costs of lawmakers, it was the then Senate president who saved me from suspension. So if you talk too much, your body go tell you. That is why even opposition no fit oppose too much. So Sani said the suspended lawmaker will no longer have access to his office and will not be entitled to remunerations until the suspension is lifted. Can you imagine? So here are the basic things Senator Ningi will lose during his 3 months suspension, according to former Kaduna senator. Okay, 1, he will not be allowed to attend the plenary. Of course, he's on suspension now, so he can't come to plenary sessions in the Senate. They won't allow him to come. And that means that whatever they're going to discuss, he will not hear and he will not be able to contribute. And that is how bad that one will be. And then secondly, he will be prohibited from attending committee meetings and participating in oversight functions. Exactly. So if there's any Senate committee where he's a member or where he's leading, he's obviously not going to attend any of those meetings. And probably that is why he went quickly and resigned as the chairman of the Northern Senators Forum. Because the senators will be discussing, it's like a subsection of the Red Chamber that will discuss privileged information from the Senate floor and how it affects the North. So he will not be able to attend any of those sections, and that is why he quickly resigned from the chairmanship position for the Northern Senators Forum. And then thirdly, his salary, allowances, and all entitlements will be blocked. Oh boy. So for 3 months, he's not going to get anything from. So it means that the suspension is without pay, not with pay. You remember we were asking this question yesterday. That if the suspension is without pay, then it serves as punishment. But if the suspension is with pay, if the suspension is with pay, then it means it's just a vacation they just gave him and no longer a punishment. So from what we're seeing, he's not going to get any of his entitlement, both allowances and salaries, for 3 months. So suspension is without pay. He will not have access to his office. Of course, the office is a property of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under the leadership of the Red Chamber, which is the Nigerian Senate. So he can't have access. Other security entities to lock the place and keep the key somewhere safe. He should stay in his house. And then the fifth one is that he is expected not to be seen within the premises of the National Assembly until the suspension is lifted. So he cannot just move like a stray bullet into the National Assembly. He cannot come close. He cannot come near Aso Rock. So all these are all the things that he will lose as long as the suspension is still in force. This is bad for him. But again, he has nothing to regret. He has enough money now. How much does he spend in a month? I'm sure he must have had over 500 million. He has been in the Senate for years. So he has enough. The 3 months is nothing to him. I'll tell you the truth. So, but from the comment section, someone is saying, but he will not lose integrity and honor. Exactly. Because he has said the truth, and Nigerians are happy that at least for the first time, a senator has owned up to review what is happening on the Senate floor. So he will not lose that integrity. That is what somebody is saying here. But he's been countered, and somebody says terrorism integrity, Abi, according to you. Okay. The day people like you are cured of illiteracy, that is when Nigeria starts moving forward. They're already insulting themselves there, both for and against Ningi. Okay. As for the which integrity, you are an educated illiterate, so I can't blame you, because if you know the gravity of the offense he committed, you will not talk like that. Which offense did he commit? Which offense did he commit that he said he revealed the truth? Somebody said the implication of what happened yesterday is that the voice of truth is weakened in our society because the truth can never be heard again, and the hardship that the people are facing will continue unless the people by themselves can rise up and fight the battle by themselves. But who is going to lead? That is where the problem is. Somebody has concurred, said exactly. You have said it all. What a country to be in with a bunch of thieves called politicians. Did he say the truth or telling lies to the public? Of course, he said the truth. We are finished in this country. No one to stand for the less privileged. That is how bad it is in Nigeria. That is how bad it is. And someone is saying here, you don't know what is truth. Truth is an allegation backed with facts and figures. The northern senators demanded facts and figures to back up his allegations. He failed. So the Senate demanded facts and figures to back up his allegations. He failed also. So what type of truth are you talking about? Why is he changing his mouth? He denied that he didn't speak on behalf of the northern senators, but for himself. But he used the group money to pay for the press conference. He denied that he said the president is operating 2 budgets. So he claimed that he didn't know the project 3 trillion naira is tied to. So why didn't he find out? Why did he join in approving the budget if he wasn't convinced? Why did he accuse Tinubu and Akpabio of favoring the South against the North with the budget? You see, your head to reason. I was smart, there are several questions here that are coming up. But the fact remains that that guy probably is trying to give up so as not to raise the dust anymore. But he has the privileged information. And that's why Senate is punishing him for breach of privilege, and not necessarily because what he said is a lie or not. That is it. And some say, but he will lose that love and support of his family and Nigerians, and good enough, he won't lose his integrity. That is it too. Yes, he will not lose the support of you IPOB miscreants fellows. Can you imagine? Somebody's already insulting people, calling them IPOB. Okay, everything on IPOB. Everything on IPOB. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment. That's exactly what is happening right now about Ningi's suspension.